Describe in brief the main components of the flame photometry. The main components of the flame photometries are as follows. First is the burners. The temperature of the burner must be more than 2000 degrees Kelvin. Burners used are of two types. One is total consumption burner and second is premix burner. So let's talk about total consumption burner. As the sample solution is completely burnt, so it is known as total consumption burner. The fuel which are used in this case are acetylene, propylene or hydrogen. The fuel is oxidized by oxidizer, which are either air or nitrous oxide or oxygen diluted with nitrogen. When the fuel and oxidizer are burned at the tip of the burner, the large amount of heat is produced. So the air present in the capillary expand, creating a partial vacuum in the capillary. Because of vacuum, the sample solution is rushed to the tip of the burner. Now the principle starts. The sample is broken into the fine spray at the upper tip of the capillary and then mixed with the gases and are burned. This process is known as nebulization. In the principle, some of the gaseous metallic atoms absorb the heat energy. So transition takes place from the ground state to the excited states. When the excited atoms return back to the ground state, they emit the radiations. So let's talk about the merits and demerits of this burner. First, the flame obtained is turbulent. Second, it is noisy. Third, it has small area of cross section. And the last, it is used for most type of the flames. Now let's talk about another type of burner, that is premix burner. In this case, sample solution, fuel and oxidizer are well mixed with the help of axle having the baffles. In this case, only a small droplets of sample can reach to the flame and large droplets of the sample is collected at the bottom in drain. Only 5% of the sample is burned, whereas 95% is condensed and drained out. These burners are also having some merits and demerits. So first, flame produced is non-turbulent. Second, the flame is noiseless and stable. Third, it has large area of cross section. And the last, 5% of the sample is burned while 95% is drained. So let's discuss other component of the flame photometer. These are concave mirrors. All the radiations which are emitted by the excited atoms are collected by the concave mirror and are passed to monochromators. Next comes monochromators. The radiations are dispersed into the different wavelength by rotating the prism or monochromator. The radiations of one value of wavelength are incident at a time on the photocell. Then it comes focusing convex lens. It collects the radiations coming from the monochromators and allows them to fall on the detector. Photocell. A beam from monochromator falls on the photocathode of the photocell. The current is recorded. The magnitude of electric current is directly proportional to the concentration of the solution. The photocell used is PMT or photomultiplier tube. And finally, there is readout meter. This meter gives us directly the intensity of radiation which is emitted by the excited atoms when they return to the ground state. Let's discuss the working of this instrument. When the fuel is burned at the tip of the burner, the sample solution rushes upward and then solvent is vaporized and the solid molecules are produced. These solid molecules are then converted into gaseous atoms. Some of the gaseous metallic atoms absorb heat energy and jump to the excited state and instantaneously return to the ground state with emission of radiations, which are collected by concave mirrors and are incident after passing through monochromators. The current is produced in the photocell and it is connected with a readout meter, which gives us directly the intensity of the radiations emitted by the excited atoms. From the intensity, we can have the quantitative analysis. So what are the applications of flame photometry? First, flame photometry is specially used in accurate analysis of alkali and alkaline earth metals. The process of analysis is very simple, fast and reliable. The flame photometry is used in the quantitative analysis by using standard curve method. The amount of metals present in the wastewater, especially alkali and alkaline earth metals, can be easily detected. With the help of flame photometry, we can determine the hardness of water. It is used to determine sodium, potassium, calcium and zinc present in the cement. It is used in the determination of lead present in the petrol. The phenomena is used in the determination of tetraethyl lead and manganese present in the gasoline stock. We can also determine the amount of boron present in an organic compound. Detection of sodium, potassium, calcium, aluminium, iron and cobalt present in biological fluids and tissues can be done with the help of flame photometry. But this method is also having some limitations. It gives the total metal content present in the solution. It does not give any idea about the molecular condition of the metal. It is used for analysis of alkali and alkaline earth metals especially. Non-radiating elements like carbon, hydrogen and halogen cannot be detected by this method. Only solutions can be analyzed. For alkali and alkaline earth metals, low temperature of the flame is required because their ionization potential is low. So, at higher temperature, those metals are ionized. This ionization decreases the intensity of the light emitted, so low temperature is required. If you like this video, please click on the like button and also subscribe to my channel.